trail. Alright, settings. Press this, you think? Alright, so then what do we do here? Alright, I'm now live, but now I need to switch it to here, and then do something like that, and then we can both see it.
Yeah.
And then maybe this one, we do something like this, so we can see both of them, kind of. What do you think about that?
I like it.
Alright.
Everybody.
Hello, everybody. We are back on the Pacific Crest Trail. Man, we have some updates to get to. We have a bunch of different things. Oh, yeah. Let's get these going for sure. Sorry, you could open it too, my bad. I didn't mean to be grabby. I was like, grabby? Oh, yeah, alright. Are we on all of them? Are we on the one that starts with a Y?
That's a good question.
Alright, so now, I don't know, is this actually, what do you think? Are we on that one?
I don't see S on here.
How do you find it? Go to, maybe try the plus.
That's like adding.
Continue.
Are we going?
I wonder if we should do that and just have it be like all three, and then we could see it all, or is that crazy?
That could work.
I don't know, until we like solve it. Let's see, does this one work? I don't think it does. I wonder if you can get to it like in here. Sorry, you guys. As always, it's just like, why would this be easy? Anyway.
There is a DJI thing.
Where?
DJI down.
Oh yeah. Okay.
DJI devices.
No, I think it's just looking for a camera. You'd think there would be like a thing for Bluetooth. Let's see. Testing. I think it's working. Testing. Yeah, I think it works actually. We'll give it a shot.
We shall see.
So, okay, you do see us. Okay, that's fantastic.
Okay, good to know.
So that's awesome to know.
Yeah,
actually.
thank you so much for checking that, because
we have some huge news. We got rid of a laptop. I got rid of 10 pounds of gear. I don't know. That's the biggest news from me. So even though my pack is still insanely heavy, I think I'm going to be able to hike somewhat normal miles now if we wake up reasonably early.
Yeah. It seems like you were less miserable today.
Yeah. You think I've been miserable?
I think you've been like really struggling and tired.
Yeah.
And kind of in pain.
Yeah. I agree. Man, we took a day off. Day off was like, man, exactly what we needed. I thought anyway. Did you feel that too? Oh man. So I think what we're gonna do first, though, I mean, if anybody has questions, of course, like, please reach out and ask them. But I think what we're gonna do first is eat some food because we're pretty hungry.
To make food, yes.
So
we had our biggest day today, mileage-wise. We did like 17 miles. So
yeah, we did 17 miles.
Crushing it.
So that's sweet. I got rid of 10 pounds, so that's sweet. We had an amazing time. Oh my god, we're kind of delaying the vlogs a little bit, not out of procrastination, but more out of
kind of out of procrastination. But also for other reasons, yeah.
Well, we're thinking more like let's just be honest with them. Just for basically like security, really.
Yeah, like safety.
Like we don't really want people to know exactly where we're on trail. Like we're going live now, but it's not like I don't think we're gonna. I don't know. I mean, realistically, people might be able to figure out if they calculate exactly and stuff, but we're not really trying to advertise exactly where we are, you know? We want cool people to meet us, but we don't necessarily want a random showing up and, I don't know.
Like kidnapping us or something. That's my worst nightmare. I'm so scared of getting murdered all the time.
So let's go into the middle of the woods, you guys.
I don't
All
know.
right, cool. So then let's see if we can figure out this.
Okay, I'm gonna figure out food.
All right, so we're gonna like figure out food. All right, so we're just like we're chilling, we're happy though. You feel happy?
Yeah.
You do?
I'm tired though.
The only like negative today was we had a campsite picked out, and there were other people there. There were spots for like 2 tents, but I don't know. I guess my thought is we should try whenever possible to avoid really camping right next to
Yeah.
people doing this.
It was just awkward, like that
Yeah,
whole
what's
interaction.
what's your take of that?
Well, we like walked into the campsite, and then I'm glad I'm not the only about getting murdered. That's comforting, honestly, Sabrina. I think that's what you're referring to. But yeah, no, walking up to the campsite, it was just like we both like went in and they were like, "Oh, are y'all staying here?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then we like immediately left. And it was just it made me feel like the worst person in the world. But I think I'm also just like I overanalyze situations sometimes.
Well,
This is an example of that.
it's more like okay, cool. So here I found this.
Nice.
Let's I'm trying to turn down the quality to like data saver. There we go. And then we just want to see. All right. And we also want to mute it. All right, cool.
All right,
So
there's
then,
no way I'm gonna be able to
what?
to light the lighter with my finger
Are you cold?
right now. Yeah,
Alright, I
they've
got
just
you.
been like numb off and on today.
All right.
You ready?
Well, yeah.
Well,
Or do
actually,
you have water
yeah,
going?
let me get the water first.
And then how much stuff do we have? I guess just put a decent amount of water in, and then
Because we're doing beads and rice tonight.
yeah.
Okay.
How did we get crap in there?
Because the things that we put in the pot had stuff on them.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Like, do you think that's enough? More?
Yeah. What does it say it is? If we look at the.
This is 16 ounces.
Let's go a little tiny bit more. All right, and then let's drop some vegetables in there. All right, so
Oh, yeah.
so we got one of the things we did as part of our lighten up strategy was we went down to one stove. I mean, so far I think it's been like we've had two stoves. We've kind of been cooking two courses, but we've pretty much been
We don't really
sharing
need to.
everything. So didn't really need to have two.
This is such a fun surprise. This is a bag of peanut butter.
So we had this huge jar. All right, there's so many like stories to tell, really.
I know, we've got lots to catch up on.
So first off, before we started the trail, we rented a car to come down here because it was a little bit cheaper than flying, and mainly because my batteries that I was bringing are not allowed on a plane. They're too large to be transported they're over the limit on a plane. I don't know what the deal is with lithium batteries. They have weird restrictions too if you like mail them via the post office. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, we also had like a bunch of food left at my house, and pretty much anything that could be like eaten on a hike, we kind of threw it in some boxes because I was like, hey, why don't we'll just stop by a couple places on the way and drop off some food so that we can just like pick it up, and when we get there we'll get our box. So today we actually retrieved the last of those boxes, and we had a huge thing of peanut butter. Like I remember we had a brief debate about it, like at my apartment. We're like, should we bring this? And we're like, yeah, why not? But it was huge, and we looked at it today, and we're like, we really don't need to carry 2.5 pounds of peanut butter. It was like literally like a Costco size.
So now it's in a plastic baggie.
So now it's in a plastic bag.
It's very
We put it
squishy.
because we didn't want to bring the whole can. We debated like emptying out some of it and putting it on like just emptying out some of it, but we didn't do that. So anyway, so now we each
Well,
have a.
Blake was like, we should empty out some into bags, keep the jar, but put the bags in the hiker box. And I was like, if you came up to a hiker box and there's just a mysterious bag of brown goo, would you pick it up?
Dude, if we write peanut butter on it, all right. So first off, hiker boxes are like in a lot of like the hiker locations, it's kind of like a leave something, take something box. So anything in a hiker box is pretty much up for grabs. If you put something in a hiker box, man, some places have big hiker boxes. You got to be careful if you put your backpack near it. People think it's like part of it or something. I've seen people like lose some of their stuff like that. But anyway,
That happened to me at a thrift store once. I put my jacket on, this is my fault, that I put it on the side of like a bin, and someone picked it up and like trying to buy it, and I was like, Oh, that's my jacket.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. That's
So
not
this
totally
is
related.
our food here. So we have a stove going. We bought like
We
2
don't have the
pounds
stove going yet.
of freeze-dried vegetables, and
Do you want to light this?
yeah, for sure. So we kind of add that to every meal, which is tasty. And sorry, yeah, we got to eat. All right, cool. So now
You got this. I trust
we light our jet boil and get it going.
you. Should we crank it up?
So we've got jet level midnight here. It's a happy thing. Um, so anyway, yeah, we got our box. It was pretty funny. We had protein bars in the expiration dates, and they're all
expired.
like November 2024. So that's a pretty long time ago now.
Yeah.
You can see my breath so much. It's extremely humid, and we're also like in the middle of the cloud. Can we see yours? You do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a sweaty day.
The place we stopped to get our resupply boxes had coffee and they had poppies, and I was so excited. That's like almost the Holy Trinity right there.
What would be the third?
Good question. Just like a big, like water bottle, glass of water.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, they had water there.
And like a tequila shot.
You really want that?
No, but I feel like that is like that covers everything.
All right, a little bit of food.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's start, I guess, from the start.
Poppies are so good. I'm like low-key kind of addicted to them at this point.
They're
so
pretty good. Can I try it?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, very generous.
It's probably not sweet enough for you, honestly.
No, it's pretty good. It's better than like it's better than a lot of stuff. So a lot of things have happened. Let's see, when's the last time we live streamed? We were at the we were at the spring where we camped like right, and people kept coming into our campsite kind of during our live stream,
we had
which
to
was
like
kind of funny.
end it very quickly because someone came to like camp at the campsite.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, people kept coming in. We didn't think about it strategically enough.
Yeah.
All right, so is it boiling?
Almost.
All right. See, the jet boil does us proper because it boils, but you really got to watch it because it can boil over like so
much meat.
So quickly. Yeah, that'll be good. All right, cool. So let's add. We got beans and rice.
All of this.
Well, let's like slowly add it and see where we end up.
Okay.
Because we want like the consistency. Where'd my spoon go? My trusty long spoon is like one of everybody's favorite. This is probably my gear of the day that we'll get to later today.
Because it fits in everything. You can put it if you have like a backpacking
more.
meal.
We need more.
Yeah, you said add it
we
slowly.
Need more. Absolutely right now. We're both pretty hungry. Is there any taco seasoning in there? In that one?
Not in this bag.
All right, so we need more. I have taco seasoning.
Okay. Those are beans.
Yeah, this is like precarious because like, we don't want to drop that one down there. It's kind of tipping that way. All right, so we need to add more.
Should I add more of this?
Right. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt my story, guys. We got mission here.
Taco seasoning.
Taco seasoning must be added. And, dude, I have like 80 pounds of food, so I got rid of 10 pounds of gear.
Blake bought like 7 pounds of gummy candy.
That's not true. Maybe 2.5 pounds.
I feel like it's more, somewhere between 2.5 and 7, maybe.
Yeah, it might be slightly over 2.5 pounds. I guess you're right.
I feel like this is a lot of food.
No, I think we need a little bit more, and then we can put the top on there. And then, of course, I do have.
Because we're also eating the pork.
I do have this, but where? Oh yeah, that's true. We also have this kind of pork now, but let's use that pork.
Yeah, I would love to get rid of this pork. Is it even still good?
Yeah, dude. Expires 8/25. We got 3 months before the expiration date on there. I know poppies are so popular like nowadays. I feel like everybody, they're quite trendy. You see them everywhere.
I feel like there was some sort of like controversy with poppy recently.
Is there? Like in terms of what?
They did something with like a bunch of influencer. I can't remember. I don't know. It's probably not that important, but they did something problematic.
Like they
I'm
got
sure.
canceled. Poppy did.
They were in the news for a second for
Where are
something.
they based? All right. So hold on.
Dude, who knows?
Threat level midnight ice. We probably need to stir that a little bit. But
Austin,
I guess
Texas.
we can wait. Is it Austin, Texas?
It was distributed.
It's crazy though, because they took off. They've like really, really like, dominated the market. Like it's crazy now. I feel like everywhere has like Coke, Pepsi, and
there's also Olipop, which is like very similar.
What do you think about that?
I think they're both good.
You're more of a poppy girly?
I think I like the flavors they have,
Of Olipop or of
poppy.
Oh, okay.
This is the hard hitting news people tune in for.
Well, that's okay. We're trying to keep it real here.
Why no fit?
So if anybody has any questions for us, please be sure to ask. So anyway, last time you saw us, we were at this spring, we weren't at a spring. It's like it's a water source that's maintained by the Pacific Crest Trail Association, and they're just like pallets of water, actually, like gallon jugs of water, which is like kind of crazy, and interesting. And then the next morning we woke up. And let's see what happened that morning. We
got up early and we hiked like 10 miles and down to the spring, and it was quite cold.
Yeah, it was quite a contrast because the day before, if you guys remember, I ended up drinking like 6 liters of water, and oh my God, we were both like pretty hot. Pip almost stepped on a rattlesnake.
I'm trying to change my trail name to Pip officially, or not like shorten it to Pip because
why?
Because anytime, not anytime, I'd say like 50% of the time I say Pippi, people think I'm saying, and I'm tired of saying my name isn't PP.
So that's why. That's weird. And weird. I think it's weird that people assume that because it's like, what
right, like
woman would want
why are you
PP?
hearing? What person generally would want PP?
Like, PP. That's
why is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, that's so like that's a bizarre one to hear.
Weird. Yeah.
A little bit. So anyway, we had about what do we have, like a 10-mile hike that day?
Yeah, it was
10-mile hike.
Easy too. It was like we did it quite quickly.
Yeah, it was man, I was really proud of myself actually, because I feel like I was getting stronger. I actually caught up to Pippi. She was cold. I was like running down. I like had to stop a couple times to use the restroom, which is pretty much the woods. And like I had to take a couple breaks, like mandatory. And she got way ahead, and I was like, oh man, she's freezing. She's gonna run. I was like, I hope she sets up the tent when she gets there, because she's gonna be so cold otherwise. But anyway,
he caught up to me quite quickly.
Yeah, so I caught up to her at some point, and that felt good because I was like, this whole trip, it's like with me and my insane pack, I'm like, man, I don't want her to create any sort of feelings of like, having to wait and getting annoyed at me, like this trip, we spend so much like time together and stuff, but I want to make it like easy, you know what I mean? Like, be good on each other. I don't want it always to be like, like
dear diary.
Yeah, dear diary.
Today I sat for 7 hours in the sun.
It was 100 degrees and I had no water and I had to wait for my evil boyfriend. Dearest diary, will you ever forgive me?
What did the diary do?
Well, yeah, for these negative comments towards him. But anyway, so I don't want that to happen. Additionally, so I caught up with her, so that was a win. And then we were about a mile away from where we were headed to the road to meet my friend, Hiker John.
Hiker John is like one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
for real. Yeah,
foreshadowing. Remember, so dude, we got to Hiker John's. Well, so basically Hiker John. Well, we got to the trailhead, I guess first. We should go through that, and it was freezing. We literally just like sat next to each other, like cuddling, like holding each other, because it was freezing cold. I
think it's back.
So, oh yeah, we're good. So it was just freezing cold, and we were like, and he said he would be there, and he did get there. He wasn't late or anything.
No.
It was awesome. All right, so maybe we'll mix it a little bit, and then should we add?
Should we put Parmesan cheese in here?
Yeah, and we should probably add the pork
I don't know
too.
if the pork is gonna fit in there.
Oh man, I mean we should eat a little first, then add the pork.
Should we just use the dried pork?
No, let's get rid of that.
Okay.
It'll be good. Or should we? Nah, dude.
Dude, dried pork is quite good.
I read.
PSA.
I've done some research about like what like weird trail snacks and stuff, and you can buy like a big pound of dried pork for like not that much money. Like I think it was less on Amazon than, or so I found it somewhere for, like, and it was less than like beef jerky was. I guess pork is cheaper than beef. I'm scared.
We can just take it off, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, we can just take it off. I mean, try it, see if it's crunchy.
Okay. I mean, I'm unbothered if it's crunchy.
That's insane. Who out there likes crunchy rice? I find it to be like torturous.
It's not crunchy.
All right, that's cool. So, what was I talking about? Oh, okay, yeah. So Hiker John picked us up. I met Hiker John on the Appalachian Trail, and I remembered like just a couple days previous, I was like, man, I know it was actually his partner. I guess that's his partner, his hiking partner anyway, Missing Link. Like they were together. So anyway, I met both of them on the Appalachian Trail, and we got along quite well. They're just nice people. You know, a lot of times you just end up in the same group because you hike the same pace as people, and most people are really nice. These were two nice people. So I remember seeing on Facebook, and I was like, damn, weren't they rangers like in this park that we're going through right now? Oh my gosh, we can't wait.
Can I hold it at least because it's warm?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it here.
That's good.
Yeah,
oh, you're good. Sorry, I'm not trying to be grabby. I'm just freaking yapping, and I'm like, I want food too.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I hit her, like, Hiking Your John isn't really on social media at all. So I hit up Missing Link, and she was like, oh, I don't live there anymore, but Hiker John still does. He'll meet up with you. Like, let me give him a call or whatever and tell him what the deal is. So Hiker John ended up meeting us with his awesome dog, Woody.
Yeah, Woody's very cute.
And then we went down to this town, Borrego Springs. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Borrego Springs, which is not really a popular PCT stop. And I'm not really sure why, to be honest, because it's not that much farther than a lot of other towns, and they have an excellent resupply. And like the town is kind of compact, which is what you like as a, you want to walk everywhere. Like spread out towns can be kind of a pain. Because you end up walking so much when you're trying to like have a day off. But anyway, first off, his house was beautiful. He had like this like 5-bedroom nursing home, so it had like this beautiful landscaping. There were all these beautiful flowers, and he had like palm trees in his yard. It was down in the desert. Like we were on the PCT at about 1 feet, I think, and we came down like 4 feet, which makes a significant difference. It is good there. You've been to
we did get a good Mexican food.
Oh yeah, we did get good Mexican
really
food.
Good.
Yeah. I forgot about that actually. Yeah. So it was down. He had to get his dog, the beagle, cool. And that was awesome. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, my dad is here. And his dad ended up being this really cool.
He's so cool. He like just did all this world travel and was like, he was in Africa, and then he was in Australia and Thailand and Bali, and then he went down to like Antarctica.
Yeah, Antarctica.
Patagonia.
Yeah, but it was like.
And then he was in the Galapagos, and yeah. It was very cool. He was showing us all. He like did slideshows of photos for us. And
yeah, Amazon rainforest.
Amazon, yeah.
So like a really cool, like traveler, and he like insisted on making us dinner like both nights and stuff because we were kind of like, oh, what should we like? We got there and we took showers real quick, but then we're like, let's go to town because
I needed a coffee.
Yeah, you needed coffee. Well, I think that's smart anyway though, because you end up getting sucked in. Like it's good to just go and like start doing your errands and stuff. Like I think anyway.
Yeah.
Like most of the time. It's funny, I just managed to spill like twice on my brand, like my
very clean pants,
freshly clean pants, but that's okay. And But anyway, so we had our own room there. It was awesome. It was like so nice. They were so nice. The town was cool. We could just walk right to town. It was like a 10-minute walk. It was so cool because it was so deserty. Like the PCT is deserty, but this is like
Actual
the
desert.
next level. Yeah, it was like really low, bottom of the valley. You're surrounded. It's in the center of Anza Borrego State Park, which is this huge park here, which is absolutely beautiful. Uh, like everything about it was fantastic. I would say. And they were so nice and stuff. Like nothing was awkward at all. They were like super, like they were chatty and cool, and like at the same time kind of gave us our own space to do what we want.
Yeah.
Which is like, so it's pretty much like ideal, honestly.
You know what we should add to this?
Um,
Salt.
Yeah, we should add salt to that. Do I have salt?
I think you have salt. We bought about 1,200 packets of salt at Costco for $4. So now we have to use all of them.
It was Sam's Club, not Costco.
Sorry, by the way.
Right?
They're
Is
the
that right?
same in my brain.
Are they? All right. Well, I thought you were more positive minded towards.
Both of them terrify me.
All right, so
And
let's do this. Let's add one more, and then let's add the pork.
Okay.
You think it'll fit?
I don't know.
Are you scared?
There's a lot of pork in there, but maybe.
I feel like we should add it though before.
Yeah, salt.
So yeah, we're excited to have salt. So anyway, it's in the middle of Anza Borrego State Park, which is this huge, beautiful like desert park in Southern California. Absolutely beautiful views, like from his house, like at his house. Like there were so many flowers there that were so many different colors. It was just.
And he has a desert tortoise that he rescued.
Oh yeah.
Called Herkimer.
Yes, Herkimer, the desert tortoise.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Yeah.
We walked out to go into town, and there's like Herkimer was just like on the floor, and I was like, am I hallucinating? Like, was there a turtle here earlier? And then I was like, is there a turtle? And or is it a tortoise? Like, what's going on? And the dad was like, oh no, that's Herkimer. He's the tortoise. I was like, oh right, obviously.
Yeah. So apparently you can't legally have a desert tortoise as a pet because too many people have taken them as pets, so it's like prohibited to take them or whatever.
Hiker John rescued him.
So Hiker John like went through the proper channels. He is not just like a stolen desert tortoise.
He's not a stolen desert tortoise.
Which is really cool. But anyway, he was so nice. Like, and you could like pet him. Like, he would just kind of stop and let you pet him.
This looks crazy.
Very cute. All right. It looks like dog food.
It does. Good.
All right, we gotta mix it good.
You guys are lucky that you can't see this right now. Honestly, it's quite gross.
It looks good. Do you want me to mix?
No. I can do it. I'm brave and strong.
You got this.
I got this.
So they have a tortoise, they have a cute dog, they have amazing stories. Hiker John is like so like unassuming in terms of like
The second ingredient in this is lard.
it's fine. Don't be reading ingredients on bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got bagged pork.
Is it good?
You can buy pork in a bag, you guys out there. Welcome to the weird world that we exist within.
I don't know how I feel about this, but
You don't like it?
I'm gonna eat it.
Don't look at the packaging.
No, it's actually helping me. Lard is I've ever seen lard in anything. I think tortoise back. Did we ask that? Though I think he's kind of like, was he injured and rehabilitated or something? Like, is there a reason?
Yeah, I think it was like. Good question. I don't think we really like to be able to answer that. Maybe a little more salt, even.
Sure. I don't know actually. I think it's good now
All right.
with the pork.
But he got it like through a program through the San Diego Zoo. Like that was what I
Yeah.
got from it. So it seemed pretty legit. Like I think it's one of those things maybe where like, and I'm just speculating, but like where like if it's in captivity and you release it to the wild, like maybe it doesn't know how to survive or something like that. It seemed, or it might have been injured or something. It was beautiful though. We have some
Herkimer is really
photos.
cool. Yeah.
Keep your eyes out for the vlogs. Well, those are coming soon. Again, we kind of delayed them on purpose here, so we could delay them a little bit so people don't know exactly where we are every second very easily, just for our safety. Not that anything's happened, but just trying to be safe. So so anyway, so we go into town. We got some coffee, or after we take showers, and it was really nice. We got coffee. Um, I really wanted food. I was starving, so we went and got
Mexican food.
Mexican food. There's really only like 3 restaurants in town.
Well, that's not true. There's more than that. There's
But,
like at least 5 or 6 that
oh
we
yeah,
saw.
that's true actually.
Yeah.
But the Mexican food is fantastic. Um,
You can't just sit there and not talk or eat. I'm giving you a hard time. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to get my hand out.
No, you're good.
So we ate some Mexican food. We walked around. They had this thing called a DG
DG
Market.
Market.
So like you guys have been to Dollar General, but they have like supermarkets now, and we'd never seen them. It was like brand new. It was like the talk of the town, kind of.
Yeah.
There's actually 3 grocery stores there, which is kind of weird. But we only went to GG Market, which is kind of. But you do what you got to do hiking, really.
Yeah.
Like it ends up being more expensive than you think because every time you're in town, it's like you don't really like you don't always have a place to like you can go back to. So it's kind of like you have to eat at a restaurant. You know, there's not sometimes you don't have access to a kitchen and stuff. Anyway, we only ate 1 meal out in like 2.5 days, which is quite good. Or 1.5 days.
I think it was about $20 each too, so not terrible.
Yeah, not terrible. At the Mexican food, the Mexican food was really good too.
It was really good.
I like Mexican restaurants too because the chips and salsa, dude, they hooked it up. It was nice. It was tasty. And
They hooked it up.
it was good.
They give you chips and salsa at every
I
Mexican
know. I don't
restaurant.
know, dude. It's nice of them, dude. I wish
No,
they
you're
gave
right.
you.
Actually, you're right.
Actually, we've had 2 restaurants in a row. They gave us rolls at the Italian place, and they were the first ones of the day. And the server was like so excited that somebody was eating the first rolls
The
of
rolls
the
of
day.
the day. Yeah, that's true.
So then what did we do? Then we went back to their house, and they made us food. We had this great meal of ribs and cauliflower, and
What else did they make? Why am I blinking?
yeah, I don't know either. Cauliflower. There was definitely something else though, right? Oh, corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah, that was
It was
grilled.
so good.
This is like a traditional like family style meal, which was awesome. We had ice cream for dessert. We had cupcakes for dessert too.
Yeah, ice cream and cupcakes. Yeah.
And great conversation. Like John has been everywhere. He's like lived in Alaska. He's lived in
Jackson.
Jackson, Wyoming. He's lived in Maine, in like working in Baxter State Park in Katahdin,
It's like
and
a trail
Ridge
runner.
Runner.
Yeah.
A Ridge Runner, which is like someone who kind of checks on everybody on the trail.
Yeah.
He,
I mean, he's done like 5 of this, or like 7 of the 11 national scenic trails or something. Like he's done like a ton of hiking. Triple Crowner.
yeah, like just an incredibly cool guy. Like really interesting. Has so many stories, and he's like very friendly, and so unsuspecting. He's like an accountant. Like
For the state park. Yeah.
it's so funny.
Yeah. He's awesome though. Incredibly kind. And his dad too, both of them.
Yeah, they were so nice to us.
Yeah.
So then we kind of chatted. His father showed us more slides. I feel like there's a stereotype that like, oh, you get suckered into a slideshow, but it was like so interesting. He took fantastic photos, and all the spots were so cool. It's like, who doesn't want to go to Antarctica, Galapagos,
Amazon rainforest,
Africa,
yeah.
Amazon rainforest?
Yeah.
Like he went to like all like stuff that's on like everybody's bucket list, whether they admit it or not, I guess.
He was showing us like dive videos from Bali. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
cool.
he like retired at like 78 years old, and then just started going.
like it's just been traveling nonstop.
Yeah, exactly. Very, 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 very cool. So, yeah. I'm trying to think what else. All right. So, oh, whatever.
This
All
is
right.
very salty now with the pork.
Oh, I think it tastes good.
Yeah, it's good.
So we spent what we spent one night. Okay. So then we were talking. So we saw they had like this modified Jeep, and we're like, oh man, I wonder if we could convince them to take us out jeeping. That was the original plan.
Because we decided to take a zero in town.
Yeah, we were like kind of debating, like, because we have been going pretty slow, just mileage wise, mostly due to me and my super heavy pack. Like, let's be honest. But we were. Sorry.
You're good. I'm sorry.
Well, you just gotta talk if I'm
just
not talking.
no. You're right. You're right. We were debating whether or not we were gonna take a zero there, wait a little bit, and ultimately we were like, this place is nice. Like we can walk to town. It's like an ideal place to take a zero.
Yeah,
and
because
we're
like lodging is
hanging
like
out with friends and stuff.
they're letting us stay for free. They're super nice. Like we didn't really, I didn't really know what to expect. I kind of figured more it would be like camping in his yard. John is such a non-materialistic like person, and we asked where he was living before, and it was like literally like it sounded like it was like a trailer that was owned by the state that was like about to fall apart. Like, but John didn't really care, so he didn't ever ask him to do any repairs like that were or anything like that. It sounded pretty hilarious, really. But that's kind of like what, because he just doesn't. I don't know. Like if you live in a tent long enough, like anything,
It's nicer than that.
yeah. Like so you don't really like need much. Even though I guess I'm a tiny bit of a collector of items. Um, the I don't need to be. I'm happy with very little. Let's see what else. So we saw this like highly modified Jeep, and we were like, "Oh, like this thing looks crazy!" And like we asked all sorts of questions, of course, about the park and stuff. I'm sorry, I just need to move a little.
No, you're good.
We asked all sorts of questions about the park and stuff. And
It's like you, me, and your right knee.
no, what else can I do?
No, you're good.
Can I put that street behind you or something? Maybe I can go like this.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I don't know if that's what I want.
Okay, you let me know how you want to.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You're eating with my fork.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so we talked to them about the Jeep, and then at dinner they were like, if you guys want to take the Jeep out tomorrow, like feel free.
Yes, let me repeat that. They were like, if you guys want to take the Jeep out, and I was like, well, why don't you could show us around? And he's like, no, you guys should go. And we're like, really? And then we're like, we were like, I would love to do that. So we got to go out. Like they basically then like told us like a bunch of places to go, gave us directions for how to get there, and the next morning we woke up. A little bit late. We tried to sleep in a little bit. I think we did okay at that. And then first off, John's father like insisted on cooking us breakfast, so he made us like cheese omelets with
like bacon and
yeah,
a
bacon, bagel. It was like so
nice.
good.
I
Yeah.
think he really enjoys cooking, is what John says. So it's nice when there's like people for him to cook for.
Yeah.
I think is how it was kind of explained to us, which is very nice.
Yeah, and
we were the recipients of that.
Yeah, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all, but I think that like they were saying that like really not many people have come and visited like from the PCT. Like I don't know, it sounds like, and I'm not trying to be mean on them, but a lot of people like don't have too many like tons and tons of visitors. There's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
But I think we were kind of adding like to the vibe because the father too had just gotten back from so many travels, so we kind of liked it. Like because we were we're basically, I mean, obviously we're like walking Mexico to Canada, so we're travelers right now too.
Yeah.
So we kind of got along in that way, and he's been in that vibe, like getting meeting people in the travel mode.
John said he liked being like reconnected to the hiker culture. So
John did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they really enjoyed us, and it was perfect. It wasn't like they were spending tons of money on us and stuff. Like the meals were fantastic, but it wasn't anyway. It was like perfect. So what happened? So we ate breakfast, which was amazing. Then we hung out for a little while, and just a little while. And basically, he just like gave me the keys to the Jeep. He gave me like a little tutorial. The thing was crazy. It has these huge tires on it for like the highway and stuff.
Well, his like, it was funny. His like directional was like, if you're going down something like a wash and you see tire tracks on the other side, like go for it. But if you don't go for it. We were like, that's a crazy thing to someone. like say to someone
Yeah, yeah.
who's driving your vehicle.
So it pretty much was
but
like
respect.
if you get to a crazy something that looks crazy and like you really can't make it over in it, like he's like, get out, walk by. If there's tire tracks on the other side, go for it. Like he's like, you can give it a shot, and he's like, I really don't care. Like you can go for it. Um, but we treated with his Jeep with respect. And it was so cool. We got to go to we went to a slot canyon, like, which was awesome. Like we just drove, like, honestly, for me, it's like a bit of a dream come true to go on like a super highly modified vehicle that someone is like cool to use, you know, and it's not like, you know, the thing is like, it's not immaculate either. It's like a 2001, you know, but it is really cool. It's like super heavily modified, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And take it out, and then they were like encouraging of like, yeah, you know, take it anywhere. So then we went through all these washes. We didn't tell him this, but we actually Pippi here took a took a try at the wheel.
For about 3 minutes I drove the Jeep. It's a manual. I don't know how to drive a manual, but I learned. I did okay apparently, but I was also terrified. I was like, I don't want to mess up their nice Jeep.
So we had her first lesson of driving a manual. Well, because it was so fun. Like, I was just having so much fun, and I was like, we won't really beat on it. I was like, I want you to try it, because I was like, mostly I was just in second gear, kind of going slow. So I was like, if you can get it into second gear, you can like at least drive it off road. Like a little bit, and there was like no traffic or anything to worry about like that, and the Jeep did, like, it definitely tackled like every obstacle.
Oh yeah, it was completely fine.
Yeah, it was like completely fine. Some of the stuff like gnarly too, but it just like took it like nothing, which was incredible. So that was really cool. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, so that was awesome. We went up this. We went to these like viewpoints. There's like these badlands. Man, Anza Borrego State Park. I would love to explore it more.
There's one part that's like it's a geological fault, and it is like the only place that has palm trees growing in it, or so, like one of the few places. So there's like, it's called 17 palms. There's these 17 palm trees growing in the middle of the desert, which is cool. Just because it's on a this is true. Driving a straight shift is a good skill.
Stick shift. I think it just got mistyped.
Gotcha. Or maybe it's also called a straight shift.
Oh, maybe it's called straight shift, and I've never heard of that. That's interesting.
No, I don't know if I could like from memory recall how to do it right now, but it makes sense. It seems like the kind of thing you need a lot of practice to like get down easily.
You did quite good. Yeah, because there's just like a few things you have to remember, otherwise you could get yourself in trouble if there's people around. But yeah,
like
you did good.
To press certain pedals and when not to.
Yeah, but it's like whatever. I mean, the hardest is like if you're on an incline and you have to start and it's like really steep back, and a lot of people don't, because manuals are so uncommon. Somebody will be really close to behind you, have that much, like you can't, otherwise you'll like hit their car. Like brand new manuals, which I've never tried, actually have like an auto, like it'll auto brake for you until the clutch engages or whatever. But I've never tried that. But I think most like new manuals have that. But anyway, so that was sweet. But I was having so much fun. I was like, dude, you gotta try like a little bit. And it was fun.
Yeah, I just
you
like
enjoyed it?
Yeah, I feel like I was jealous because you were getting to drive it, but also I was like scared because I didn't want to mess up their Jeep. Like I didn't want to like
yeah.
engine or something.
But to John's dad, there was nothing was ruined. You did
nothing
good.
Nothing was ruined. Yeah.
Yeah, we did good, and we did treat it with respect. I mean, as much as you can, going on like crazy off-road roads. And then it started raining a little bit, and we were like in this big wash, and like there were so many clouds. So we were like, well, maybe we shouldn't go way deeper into the desert. We did probably drive like, I don't know, 100 miles off-road?
You think?
Maybe like 60?
No.
Less than that, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
Because all those miles, like, they felt long, but we were going real slow.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
Because, like, I don't know, maybe 50. Like, maybe.
Oh, interesting. Stick shift, manual, straight shift. I've never heard straight shift. That's interesting. I mean, the same thing, basically. Inclines are hard, but when you learn, it's easy enough. Yeah, I love driving manual. It's like it's so fun. I feel like
Yeah.
I wish more vehicles were manual.
Yeah, I feel like you have to pay a lot more attention. Probably good for people to
Yeah,
like
I
drive a
think,
manual.
yeah, like I've actually really thought that like there's this big push in the automotive world of like auto driving, and I think once the cars can drive themselves, I think honestly that'll be cool if you can just push a button and let it bring you
Take a nap
places.
in the back
You
or
can just like
something.
read a book or something. Like it doesn't seem like they're there yet at all, but
No.
that does seem cool. But until that happens, I actually think manual makes way more sense because you have to like pay more attention. Like you almost can't. I mean, I'm sure people figure out a way to text and drive if you're just in fifth, like going down the highway, but it's kind of nice. Like you have to focus so much more, like in the city and stuff. Maybe people would focus a little bit more, and
Yeah,
it
that
would be
makes
a
sense.
good thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's my thought on car, but it'll never happen. People love automatic transmissions
Yeah.
for sure.
Like most people don't know how to drive a manual
Yeah,
these days,
but
myself included.
it's so fun.
Yeah.
But you had your first lesson, so that was cool. So
It's fun. I feel like I would enjoy driving a stick shift.
yeah, you think so? With like paying attention and stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
because you just have to pay attention more, and like you
Yeah.
have more control. It's nice in like mountains too, because going downhill, you can like downshift and kind of do it. Pretty cool. And then what else? The Jeep was drive on the road, the highway, because it was
Oh,
like
it was
so.
so cute. Like
Yeah.
it's just like the best vehicle I've ever been in my life.
And the video in it, which is
Uh,
like
yeah.
crazy.
So it was just like it was noise, yeah. But it was cool. It had like crank windows and barely had a roof. It was cool.
It was awesome.
Crank windows are a novelty for me.
So let's so then we went up not called Coyote.
Coyote Canyon.
I guess some of it was on the road, so we probably drove 100 miles total though. Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
It was hard to gauge on the map
Yeah, I guess
a
that's
little
true.
bit, but
Anyway, we went up this. That was really cool too. We had to like ford a stream. That was cool, and they told us about. They're like, "Oh yeah, just go through. Are you done?" with
yeah.
that?
Do you want more?
Oh, I feel like we should try to finish it.
You should finish it. Yeah.
Here, you want this?
Yeah.
So that was really cool. There was a ton of cool cacti up that road. Like it was just cholla, CHOLLA cacti were like lining the road everywhere. It was really cool.
A lot of acotillo as well, which are like these
Mhm.
big, long, spindly plants. They're like, I don't know, kind of look like squid or something. I had a straight shift until Eve was born. It's hard to shift gears and pay attention to babies in a car. That sounds true, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe that's a point against my point, like where because you do need to focus on other things.
Yeah.
Like sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm surprised cell phones don't have a way to just like disable themselves, like if you're kind of too. But I guess you
Yeah.
don't want to. People would have an uproar.
There's like kind of
though.
like a setting you can like put it in car mode or whatever, but you can also like easily disable that quickly.
Yeah. Well, plus people would have an uproar if they're like the passenger and they can't use their phone or whatever.
That's fair, yeah.
But it is dangerous. I mean, I'll make a confession to the internet here. I have texted and drove before. But I do find it dangerous though. It for sure, like you
No,
swerve a
it's-
little bit,
yeah.
like even if you're really paying attention, it's not really a good thing.
No, you're not fully paying attention.
Yeah, because you
for
are
sure.
like paying attention to your phone and not the road for like a second or a couple seconds at
I
a
feel
time.
like everyone is text and driver.
Yeah, but it's pretty dangerous though. Like
Yeah.
like especially if there's like cyclists or hikers or whatever. Anyway, I really try to avoid it though. I feel like I'm pretty good at it. Do I text and drive like a lot when you're in the like not really, huh?
No.
Let's see what else. So that was cool, and then we went back to their house and we like took a nap and like relaxed for a little bit. That was nice. Anything you want to add to that?
Not really. I had a bit of a mental breakdown yesterday, but like over just I don't know, the state of the world is quite scary at the moment. And I think I listened to too many like news podcasts the day before and I was just like inundated with terrifying information, but I don't know.
Oh,
It was a nice like emotional release, I suppose.
I don't mean to. You want me to change the subject?
Sure.
Or do you want to talk about that more?
No, that's all. But it was nice to like I feel like it was nice to like have some time to like rest and then also like purge some emotion. So now I feel better.
Okay.
Anyway, the world is scary.
But the
Those are my
PCT
notes.
world is
But the
very
PCT
happy.
is beautiful, so that's a nice like
Consolation prize.
consolation prize.
Okay, so totally changing topic. One part we forgot. We mentioned it at the beginning of this, and that is Oh my God, I got rid of 10 pounds worth of
Mm.
stuff. I got rid of 10 pounds worth of stuff. I remember you giving you a few driving lessons. We gave you a shift and sent you on your way. I wasn't very good at when I first learned how to drive. I was in a bit of a struggle. I remember the first time driving manual, I like backed up the car, but then I like forgot what to do. So I went around and like almost hit the mailbox in that like tiny red like Ford car.
It's kind of a tricky thing to learn because
Yeah,
it's high stakes because you're driving a car, but
yeah,
you're also trying
exactly,
to remember a lot of stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
specific things, and
I mean,
if
I think
if you mess up, you like potentially ruin the
yeah,
car a little bit.
well, yeah, you can like hurt the clutch a little bit, but it's like clutch is like you have to replace it anyway. I don't know. It's not so bad. Honestly, I think the Jeep we were driving more difficult than likely.
Interesting.
Um, let's see what else. Oh yeah, I sent home 10 off.
Yeah.
So like 10 pounds.
You're getting a box of 10 pounds of like
You're getting 2 boxes actually.
Yeah.
One of them has your stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Sorry if we're cluttering up your room. Very nice of you.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's so exciting. So I don't have my laptop anymore.
Got rid of some clothes.
Got rid of some clothes. I got rid of like a bunch, like basically a lot of electronics because to do all this, I didn't really see. So now our setup is we have like we have 3 phones. Like we have one stream, we have another one down here, and then we have the third. We can read other things.
Screenagers for real right now.
But so anyway, it was awesome. Oh, then we went back to there. Like after we took a nap and hung out for a while in our room, they made us another dinner, which was absolutely fantastic.
We had like barbecue chicken and baked potatoes and asparagus.
And
Something
Caesar
else.
salad, like romaine lettuce, that was good.
Very good. And then like pie. Blake yesterday was like, "Oh, they have pecan pie. Have you ever had that?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I guess that was
Yeah.
a dumb question. All right, that's good that the reception seems better.
That is good.
I am a little surprised because it's very cloudy. Like we're about to be engulfed in like a
We're like the cloud is
yeah, like you
blowing
can see
through.
behind us, like it's very like misty and stuff like that. So let's see. So now that leads us up. So we had dinner. Then they were really cool. They had like a little tiny fire outside, and we like hung out at the fire for a little while. It was just fantastic. Like everything about it. I'm so grateful. That was a fantastic day off. Like I kind of like checked off a dream of like driving a crazy modified cool truck through the crazy desert of
That was
California.
definitely the most fun year ever. Like for sure. Yeah.
That's cool.
So nice.
Yeah, and they were so nice. Um, and so awesome. So, so that's really happy and positive and excellent always.
Big shout out to Hiker John and his lovely father, the Woody, the Beagle, and Herkimer, the desert.
Yeah, so cool, generous and kind, and like such a fun time. So then we came back to the trail. Boo! No. Just come back to the trail too.
It was funny because it was like it
was warm in Borrego Springs this morning, and then as we drove up the mountain, it got super cloudy and cold, and it was just like it got picked up 2 days ago. We were returning today.
Yeah. So it's kind of got back to the trail. Personally, I'm excited for that. I perform a little better in like cold weather than Elizabeth does, but I mean it's all good. So let's see. Man, today's hike was fantastic in my opinion.
It was very nice.
Oh my God, it was so varied too. Like we had all this like beautiful like open grasslands, like very different, almost like pasture lands.
It's like a new geography unlocked.
New microclimate.
Yeah,
kinda.
new microclimate. Yeah.
I don't know if we have much more of it or anything, but it's amazing. It was cool. Kind of like pasture land, but just like these beautiful views and like.
It reminded me a little bit of like Highlands, like walking in like the Scottish Highlands or like Grayson Highlands, Roan Highlands, like in the Appalachians, like very like rolling grassy knolls and stuff.
Yeah, not much trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was fantastic. Then we went to this amazing thing called Eagle Rock, and Elizabeth made a good point about it.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of places you go have like a novelty thing that's like, oh, it's Fish Rock, like it looks like a fish, and then it's like it doesn't look like a fish at all.
Yeah, what were they smoking when they named this thing?
This like legitimately looked like an eagle though. It was quite cool. Like even from a distance, you could like clearly see the eagle, and then up close it like looked like an eagle. It was very cool.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's like sculpted out as an eagle. Like I almost wouldn't be surprised maybe if there was like the ancient like native sculpted it out, but I don't think that's the case at all.
It was weathered naturally.
Yeah,
but
just cool.
Very cool.
There were also some nice people there. We're kind of in different groups. We took another 0 day going slow. What else?
And then we made it to Warner Springs.
Yeah. Okay, so on the way to Warner Springs too, then it went by like we were both thinking it kind of looked like the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, fully covered the tree coverage, and there's like a little stream. It was very nice.
Yeah, one woman said she saw a key being chased by a mountain lion, and then so she saw a mountain.
That's crazy.
But then fast forward,
dude, we saw a bobcat like in personal, like walked straight by it and like darted into the woods, but like it was sitting probably from us.
Yeah.
Like as we were walking by.
Very cool.
It was
yeah. Beautiful bobcat, which is like so cool. So bobcat's like maybe a 40-pound cat,
a medium-sized dog.
Size cat.
Size cat. Yeah.
But not a
large dog.
Like I don't think they would ever do any harm or anything.
No, she was like really afraid of us and ran away.
This is me. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Let's see what else. We went to Warner Springs. Oh, funny. There was a woman in there, and we were like 2 days late. Like we dropped off a box of food there on our way. We actually drove there, and we gave out trail magic. We were trail magicians.
We're trying to adjust the term from trail angel to trail magician because we think it sounds cooler.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts on
We were trail magicians, and we gave
had Magic, which was Gatorade. We just gave everybody some Gatorades. And that was, people liked them. We were sure people said no when we gave them away. They were like,
Yeah.
who doesn't like a Gatorade for free? But some people don't, apparently. That's okay.
That's okay.
So anyway, the woman was like so thankful we were there. She's like, oh my God, I thought something. She was so like worried.
She's like, I'm gonna give you a hug. Yeah, it was very sweet.
It was very sweet.
Yeah.
And they run quite an operation there. They have like all the stuff would need to buy. I mean, of course, we just sent food. We dropped our box off because we were just like, we had the food at my apartment, so we're like, why throw it away? We did end up giving some of it away because we didn't really need it. And some of it was expired, but we were okay with that. We kind of knew that was going to happen anyway. We just were able to bring all of it. It wasn't like we had to be stingy with, so we got a ride. Like, if we rode the bus, we probably couldn't have done that, actually.
Yeah.
Imagine riding the bus with our two huge backpacks
And like 4 buckets.
3 buckets and a box of food. Anyway, I think that was working smart. Yeah, like because I think we stayed and to, like, I don't know. I'm not sad about our food choices at all. What's your review on dinner?
It's so good.
It's so good. What's that?
I would eat that a lot.
Rice and beans and bagged pork.
Like dried vegetables.
And dried vegetables. Like excellent. Sometimes I would prefer maybe a little bit more cheese in something like that.
We can earn like an avocado.
Yeah, avocado too. But man, beans and cheese. You can sometimes find these dehydrated beans at Walmart. So freaking good. So let's see. Then yeah. So Warner Springs was like fairly uneventful. There were hikers there. We were kind of in our own spot because we needed a lot of room to kind of spread out all of our resupplies. We still talked to a few people, and they seemed nice.
Yeah.
That was cool. We saw some new hikers today. They seemed very nice.
Yeah. I like the group we're in now. It seems like everyone's very friendly and talkative.
Yeah, so that's cool. No, I mean, the group we were in before just wasn't. I don't know how to describe it, but I don't know. They weren't like, they weren't really super friendly. But then I'm like, are we like super friendly? Yeah. Is it us? Is it us? I don't think so.
like it goes both ways sometimes with people. Like if
Yeah.
you're also talking to people, it's on you too. But I don't know. I feel like we tried with these people, and a couple people I was just like hard no, I don't want to be friends with
So anyway,
for a few reasons.
so,
But
yeah, yeah, well, so let's see what else. Okay, so that was cool though. We hung out there. The woman was so excited. She even came outside and said goodbye. She's like, "I'm so happy you made it here. Like,
Yeah.
be safe. It's gonna be
Yeah.
hot." Like coming up, she was like so like concerned about us, which is
Yeah.
really really
Very
sweet.
sweet, yeah. And then we sat in the sun for quite a while there
Oh
because they
yeah.
had these like foam pads on the ground, kind of like, I don't know, like a gymnastics mat or something almost, like very soft and then also like really warm.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, the only weird part there is they have
That's true. Sometimes people do want to hike just for the solitude.
yeah, some people do want to hike for the solitude. I would say avoid the Appalachian Trail and
The Pacific Crest Trail if you want solitude though. Just
Yeah.
to take. I kind of am here because it's more. I like it's fun. to
I feel
interact.
like the PCT is definitely loyalty though,
Yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah, and we've talked a lot, but it's like a lot of it shelters here, so like there's random camps. So sometimes people end up in the same place. Like the other night, there was probably 20 people at that water cache because that's really the only water around, and it's a long hot day to get there. The day we were there, so like pretty much everybody got there and was like, "I'm good for
Yeah.
the day," including us. We were like we got there pretty early, but we were like, we're no need to move on. Also, really some because I think not that we were worried at all, but like a little bit like thinking like man, are we gonna be able to will we make it? You know, like are we falling really far behind? But a hiker job reminded me of something, and that is that so basically the high Sierra is like the most in theory like maybe Washington would be if it was like under a lot of but this high Sierra, so through like Kings Canyon, Sequoia National Park, and Yosemite Park are like the biggest mountains, and we kind of hit them a little bit early. Like it's like similar to Colorado, like it doesn't melt until like fully until like July typically.
Mhm.
So we kind of end up going a little bit early. But anyway, the historical like ended day to be leaving Kennedy Meadow, like the southernmost point on the like town on the PCT, is June 15th, and I think we'll make that. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
sure. We have to do average 14 miles a
Yeah,
day or
maybe I
something.
made that up though.
Okay.
So maybe
Glad we told people that information.
whatever, they can calculate it.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, so on the so actually we're not doing bad at all. Like I think that happens. We're probably just gonna be disciplined. But I've dropped 10 pounds in my pack. I feel pretty good. We did like 17 miles today. I could have done more.
Yeah, same.
I
Yeah, it
just
felt
felt it was
nice.
more like again, I think what we need to figure out is more like waking up a little bit
really.
Well, yeah, because we had to,
we
because
had
he had to
to.
give us a ride. I don't know. We have. Oh, here we go. We'll tell our loving fans about our plan. So we're agree on a time in the
Oh,
morning.
okay.
that we like deflate air.
Air out of the sleeping pad.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's like a hiker's like bonds. 'Cause, like, anytime I was hiked with other, like on the AT, like someone like unpop does their sleeping pad, and then you just hear like a chorus of like other people doing it. Yeah, and it's like the most like literally like emotionally and literally deflating sound because you're like, oh, I have to get up.
Yeah, because you're all comfortable. We have this
Yeah.
beautiful like sleeping bed. It's so
It's
comfortable.
very warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's comfortable?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's so warm and comfortable. Our sleeping pad is amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out Big Agnes,
Yeah, shout out
making
Big
the
Agnes.
sleeping pad. Not sponsored. And
But we would be sponsored if Big Agnes wanted to sponsor us.
yeah, that's true. We
would be
actually
okay
have a
with
ton
that.
of Big Agnes stuff,
Yeah.
which we like.
Mm.
And so let's see what else. So what were we just talking about? Our sleeping pad. What were we talking about before?
Our plan to get
our
up
plan to
early.
get up early.
Because today worked out well. Because we had a big distraction, which was that place which had mats and they had sodas and poppies and food and yeah, like all
sunshine,
the sunshine and shade, all the happy things were
full
there.
functioning bath and such.
Yeah, full functioning bath. The only part that was weird is like, so it's like school ground or something. So
Right, the bath. Only public bathroom is on the school property. So it was like anytime there's a child walking by, like no one could go in the bathroom.
Yeah, they would come out and be like, "No one can go to the bathroom now. There are children in the area," or something, and it's just like,
it was
what?
a little weird. Yeah.
But anyway, but I totally respect and want to be like want children to feel safe and stuff. Don't get me.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong at all.
You don't want to scare them, but also it was like a little bit bizarre.
Yeah,
that was
like so weird. Like to the bathroom now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny. Let's see. So then we left there. Man, wonderful hiking. We stayed along the creek for a while. That's when we saw the bobcat, which was cool.
That was like probably gonna be one of my like highlights of the trail. I feel like we saw bobcats so close up.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was really cool to see the bobcat close up. And we were hiking together. We actually hiked together for most of the day today, but we talked for like maybe an hour. For the most part, we're like, all right, I'm gonna listen to music or a podcast. I've been listening to an audiobook. But we did the biggest day ever. I think we did like 17 miles today. Quite easy too.
Yeah, it was nice.
And
like,
the temperature wise, like it was pretty conducive hiking. It wasn't too hot or
I wore
too
my
cold.
coat most of the day because
It was cold.
anytime the wind blows, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, but you can see at night here. I mean, I'm in my we're both in our puffies. Like, you feel a little bit cold. You're kind of rocking your leg
I'm a little bit cold. I feel comfortable right now. Though.
That's cool. So, and then The turkey
Oh,
was
the
like,
turkey was funny.
it was like digging in the dirt, kind of. We got
It
some
was
of the
like the
turkey.
would like sit in the dirt and then like run- wrap up the dirt in its wings. I don't know what it was doing. I feel like I want to do research on turkey behavior
I
because
know.
I was like, huh.
We're like, is it like kind of just digging up the loose sand and then looking for like little insects
Yeah,
to eat?
because then it would like stand up and like flap its wings a bit and like disperse all the dirt. But
Yeah.
it was funny. Maybe it was just like angry that we were there or something.
So we were a bit uncertain to the as to what was going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool. And then we went to another creek. I think it's a different creek, right? I think we went a different drainage, but I'm not sure. So anyway, we went to Agua Caliente. Beautiful again. It crossed it like 4, 5, 6, 7 hundred. No, like
It crossed it a lot,
yeah,
but like 8 to 10 times.
yeah, something like that. We got water at the last one. We met a really cool guy named Jack um, from England. Like he chatted with us for a bit. There, he's traveling with this group of like 10.
Yeah, they all met. They all met on trail. Like he's not. They didn't all start together. They're all in a real big group, which is funny.
Yeah, which is funny. Like, because they're not against it by any means, but we're also like, yeah, we probably won't join the group of 10. It's so stressful for camping and stuff because
Yeah.
10 people on the spot.
Anything more than 4 people is quite stressful.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, especially with us. All right, but then we did have a bit of
From your mom.
have a lot of turkeys in Clifton Park. I'm referring some people. Well, yeah, there's a lot of turkeys in everywhere, Mom, for sure. But we uh we like the turkey of animals.
We liked, yeah, the turkey today was fun to watch.
Um, so then we had one more bit of like the group of 10 was fine though. They were, it was kind of we were just kind of laugh like Jesus. Talked about it a little afterwards, like they were all nice, but we were like gosh, that sounds kind of stressful. So I think that stressed me out because it's like camping really, because like how do you find 10 camps?
Yeah.
Like that's a lot there.
Yeah.
I
feel like even on like that's challenging.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Spots.
It's a lot. And then, was it 10? It was 8.
It was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people. Like anything, especially everyone has like these huge tents. Ours is like pretty for 2 people in all, I would say, really slash average. And see what else. Oh, we had one more bit of drama. So we had a stopping point that we did, and we were like, all right, we're gonna stop. We got there, and there were people there.
And then we had to awkwardly stop. Like I stopped. I was a little bit ahead of Blake, and I said hey to the people, and there was like a campsite and an inner campsite, like a little bit in the tree. So I went to the inner campsite for Blake to come so that we could like discuss what we were gonna do. And then he was like, "Oh man, let's just keep going" or something. And I was like, "Okay." And then we had to like awkwardly walk by the people because I asked if they were staying there. Like it was just funny because we were like, "Are you staying here?" And they said yes, and then we just left.
Well, because they didn't really look like that. I wasn't sure.
It was unclear.
That's why I asked that, because they weren't. Well, here's the deal. I don't necessarily want to rub this, like, because obviously we've been like more than an hour.
Yeah.
And yapping.
It is annoying to like be around.
And we do have a freaking Starlink set up with 3 cell phones that we're like talking at. Right. So it's not exactly like I mean, we just have basic gear. I mean, really just a device connected to the internet, and like 3 or whatever. Right. So it's really like, basic gear.
And what people are probably looking for when they come on a long
distance. Yeah. So we just don't want to like force it upon people. Yeah. So it's a little bit awkward because it's like, you stay here, and they said yes. If they said no, I was gonna set up. Right. Kind of. And no. So it was like, let's keep going.
It kind of felt like they probably thought that we left because they were there, and I felt really bad about it. But I think I'm just overthinking it.
Well, I was worried time-wise too, because I did want to get on here by 6. We do try to stick to the commitment of that, you know. I mean, other than in this. I think for the most part we'll do it like if we're staying accommodation, or I'll do it anyway, or like with other people, like because we're 6, and we're like we're not gonna exceed your dinner time and stuff like that. We're not gonna be crazy folks like that.
I don't know. I feel like it's like awkward moments make me like melt. It's just like no. But we're look fast. We'll probably never see this again.
Sorry.
It's like what it is. It's like
I don't know.
The world
try to make
continues.
Because it's a weird thing. It's like, because do we tell? I feel like some hikers will be super supportive, maybe like might not be. In my head, it's more like I want to go somewhere else. It's not because they're awkward or anything, but it's because we don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. So we're just trying to find a place. We found like this random, like totally, I don't think anybody's camped here before.
No. We're the first.
Yeah. We're the first here. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's think. Let's see. Can we pull up that Google? Ever share it with you even?
I'm also very glad that he lightened his backpack. It makes me better too.
I'm very glad you lightened your backpack. I would you injuring your shoulders and back. Yeah. So you're being responsible. That's a good thing. Better than them being annoyed with you because they don't want to hear you talking.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was trying to say. It was a little awkwardly handled by me a bit, because I was kind of like, oh no, we're in a time crunch, and then I knew that group of 10 people was right behind us too, and I was like, dude, like, and then we're gonna have to camp with 10 people. So exactly, I'm really respectful. I mean, it is nice to camp, but that we aren't being, disrupting anybody and kind of. But it's nice camping with people too. I mean, it goes both ways.
No, that's true. It is better ultimately that we didn't camp. But in the moment, I was just like, oh god, this is so awkward.
Yeah, it's a little weird because I was like, let's go. So it turns out we found this spot, like really found 2 spots that were like kind of terrible, but then
I don't have the
I never shared it with you. Well, that's okay. Alright, so let's try thinking things. So we're gonna go through everything real quick, and then we'll probably sign off to catch up on our vlogs and do that. You feeling the pressure?
Oh god, there's so much to do. No, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, about 17 miles today, is that true?
16 something.
So we got our record, and even though I did lighten the pack, we also added a bunch of food. So we got that. So we did about
set for like a while on food.
Yeah.
Like,
you upcoming plans?
Yeah, so we're gonna try and do some like weird days coming up without really stopping. There's like a couple town stops we could do coming up, but we don't really like. They're kind of out of the way and also expensive, so we're just like not that interested in stopping there. And then we're gonna try and make it. So my birthday is May 11th. I guess I can say that. No one's gonna like do anything weird with that.
My birthday is next week.
My birthday is next week, and so we're gonna try and make it to Palm Springs by that. Is right? That's the ultimate plan.
Well, I think we ended up like we're gonna hike all day on your birthday.
Right, but like
and we have a chance of getting there or arriving the next morning.
Right, like doing a 0.
Maybe the next morning.
That's okay.
Does that make sense?
No.
So, and then we wanted to take a day off in celebration of her birthday. Are you selling a lot of merch? We have sold precisely 0
But all of your friends about the merch. It's quite comfortable.
Yeah.
I like the shirts. The hat is nice.
Yeah. It's nice. And the shirt, like a tri blend, which is it is really like soft.
My birthday is on Mother's Day this year. That happens every 6, I guess, obviously, like every 6 years or something. But yeah, luckily it is on Mother's Day this year. It's fun.
So yeah, we're gonna try. I do have a friend who told me he had.
Yes, I will definitely call you Mom on Mother's Day and also my birthday.
We've been checking in with I feel really good. We were talking about it. We're checking in with our moms.
Yeah, we
more
talk
than
every
day.
day.
Which is nice. So I hope you guys like. It's fun to like hang out on here. So let's see what else. So our plan is